Hi, my name is Gudrun from Joie Designs. Welcome to our weekly deals 1 Yard Wednesday. Hi everyone, welcome to the show. We are here every Wednesday morning to give you some fantastic ideas for using fabulous fabric at wonderful prices every week. Great deals. With me is my awesome producer, Mr. HP. Yes.
I know it.
We are here. We are here. Probably not the faces you're used to, but
Good morning.
you can't get used to anything. We are going to switch it up.
They're used to us.
Yes. Thank you all for being here. Of course, if you're following us, watching us on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you're subscribed so you don't ever miss a show. I do want to remind you, if you know anybody in the quilting world that would appreciate our deals on 1 Yard Wednesday, please share our show with them. So just a little reminder, our prices for the fabrics won't be live on our website until after the show. So just sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and let me show you some great fabrics.
What do they call Wednesday? Hump day?
Oh, hump day? Well, it's 1 Yard Wednesday for us. So let's start with a question. All right, so my question of the week is, when do you use a bias cut binding versus a straighter grain binding? So I'm going to give you my answer later in the show, but please share your answer in the comments as we go through the show. It'll be fun to revisit. Ask me any questions about it as well. But let's start with our fabrics. What we're all here for. Today's fabric feature is by Art Gallery Fabrics. Very excited about it. Beautiful, beautiful fabrics. And these fabrics I'm going to show you today are from a collection called, get this, Joie de Vivre. Yes, it's a French name, and I'm going to prove it to you that I'm trying to do this with a French pronunciation. So, can you do this, Mr. HP?
Joie de Vivre.
So, listen to this. Oh, wait. Oh, we're live, of course. Now when I was going to show you all.
We would say it as Joie de Vivre.
Joie de Vivre.
Joie de Vivre.
Now, what this means is the exuberant enjoyment of life. So maybe we just call this joy of life. How about that?
I like that.
Joie de Vivre.
Joie de Vivre.
Joy of life. All right, let's start with the first pattern or the first print. It is a gorgeous floral and Art Gallery style, of course, lots of colors. I love this deep tealish green background, all of the fresh colors on top, the yellow, the pinks, and this one is called Coquet Bouquet. So I'm not going to try the French pronunciation for all the fabrics, but love this one. Next one up is a little bit of pink. So let me fold this one a little bit back so we can fit everything and see it all together.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, are you going to add that? I like it. No. Next one is this beautiful pink. And this one is called Stitched Diamond Verve. So great little pattern, a little bit spaced out. I love this deep magenta pink on here. I love the scale of it. It kind of matches a little bit smaller than the bouquet, so it can really go well together. Nice, nice color. The next fabric is called Petite Potpourri Azure. So gorgeous on a light cream background. We've got these mint green flowers with a little teal, and then that lime green leaves and soft pink in there. Beautiful, beautiful print. Very dainty and fresh. So I really love the feel of it and feel of it with the other two. Playing off of the leaves of that one, we have the next one, Plante Chartreuse. Beautiful chartreuse. This is a more geometric pattern, has a little bit of a crisscross going across with a little curve to it. Really cool pattern. This will be fun to cut either way, lengthwise, or cut it into blocks and use it. So lots of great ways to use it. I think it'd be great in bags as well. Next up, we have another really cool geometric print, Angle Foil Pristine. Foily, I'm not sure how you pronounce that one, but look how cool this one is. It looks to me that there's like a strip piece block with some sashing around it. Gives a really cool effect. It has light pink, has that chartreuse green, the hotter pink, and then some grays in there. So really a nice combination, a great filler. This would be perfect for some bindings. Remember, I was asking you about bindings. We have another colorway of this one, and the minty, or mint, I would translate that too. So again, that mint green, a little pop of yellow, and that teal is beautiful in there. And then of course the hot pink as well. So a really great geometric. Next up, a little bit of a directional one. This is called Shibori Jardin. An awesome kind of a sage green color. I love the directional. Not that it is a stripe, because we have some spot, looks almost like a shibori hand dyed. And so really love the color and feel of this one. Again, another perfect one that could be used for binding. The next one is another colorway of that one. This one is called Shibori Sun, in this bright yellow. As you can see in some of the prints, we have this yellow popping through, so this goes really nicely together. And then last but not least, this one's probably my favorite, Tres Streaked Dim. So really nice, deep teal green color. Love these little wiggly things, or not wiggly, yeah, they're wiggly this way, but little streaks in different color going this way. This is so cool. It could be used for so many things. Cut it for blocks or cut it for binding, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's our 9 fabrics we're featuring today. They, of course, are going to be on a great deal right after the show. But I thought, you know, these could be standalone. You could build totally a collection for this, build a bundle, and play with that. Now, if you have never used Art Gallery fabrics, you are going to have a treat here, because the quality of Art Gallery fabrics, the gray goods that they use, which means the base cloth that they start with when they print their fabrics, is of a really high quality. So it is just a joy to sew with, and it's great for both quilts and actually apparel. It's really nice, has a nice drape to it as well. But I just showed on our Tipsy Tuesday show last night, I showed a collection from Tula Pink called Untamed. And guess what? I decided to pull that in here because look, these fabrics would be perfect accompaniment with the Tula Pink Untamed. They all have that same lots of action vibe. So bringing in some calmer ones would be great. And then even these really geometric ones, see how they fit perfectly? So just an idea if you're a Tula Pink fan. I thought I would show that because it's sitting right there. Now, some other ideas that I think quilts that would look great in these fabrics. Take a look at this bob and weave quilt. This one was made with our Anu fabrics, and these colors do have the similar feel as the colors we used for that one. This one is made with 2.5-inch strips, and it is in my Strip Your Stash book. So you can find this pattern there. But the original quilt that I pieced for the book sample actually was made with Art Gallery fabrics. And you can see how that those abstract prints, I love to cut up larger prints into strips because it just gives a really fun abstract look. So as an option, I wanted to show you if you wanted to do that option for a background for the bob and weave quilt, you could do, if you wanted to do something similar as I did with a new, you could do a couple of shades of gray. If you want it darker, this one would stand out with all the prints, which is color wash textured charcoal, or the grunge smoke for a little bit lighter, a little bit more blue. This would be another great option for a background if you wanted to use this as a background. Some other options for background too, I threw in a couple of darker ones. So you could do a really dark background with this grunge iron, has a little bit of a brown, so has a warmer tone to it, or go with a seedling in the long end, which has a little bit of gray, so that would be your light background. It would still stand out from the lightest print, so it would be a great option for backgrounds for that bob and weave. A couple of more patterns I think would be really great in these fabrics. Hope would be a great one. Hope I categorize as a pattern called Scrappy with Focus. So as you can see in the cover, my yellow is my focus print. So bring something out of the fabrics, something that's not in the other prints to create that secondary design. And the other one is Amelie Supersize. Has a similar feel. It's Scrappy with Focus. That white really gives the design its feature, and all the other prints kind of fall in the background. So a great option for focus using these prints here, you could definitely just pull out this beautiful pink. That would be a perfect focus for all of the rest of them. They could play really nicely in a quilt. And so something hot pink like this, I think would be great as the accent. So let's move on, and I'm going to show you my favorite notion. So my favorite notion, you probably would guess that your first guess. I'm going to talk about the Stripology XL ruler. And you know, we are celebrating 10 years of Stripology this month. 10 years since the first Stripology ruler came out. Now, I pulled this one out because I mentioned in my question about binding, and of course the Stripology ruler is great for everything. This is the notion I think everybody deserves to have in their arsenal, in their sewing room. You're going to use it all of the time to cut your yardage. And in particular, binding would be fabulous. I have a great video on YouTube showing you how you can cut your bias binding very easily, folding your fabric underneath and getting all your cuts really accurate and straight. So I'm not going to have to talk too much about this ruler and this notion because it is my favorite tool. Use it all the time alongside the sisters, the rest of them. And so let me know if you're a stripologist like me. Love to use your Stripology rulers for anything you want to do. So that is my notion, my favorite notion. I hope some of you share that with me. Now, answering my question about the binding, when do I use a bias cut binding or straighter grain binding? So me truly, I only use bias cut binding whenever I have curved edges on my quilt. So that is for a very specific purpose, because a bias cut binding is going to give you some give to be able to go around any curves or any rounded angles on your quilt. So that is the purpose of it. But there are other times when I do use bias binding, and that is for the aesthetic. So all other times I just do a straight cut binding, all based on, because I usually just have a straight edge quilt, so I feel like a straight cut binding is going to behave just like the quilts and with the fabrics and the rest of the quilt. So then I just use a straight cut. But bias binding is a great way to play with the fabric you want to use for your binding. So I'm going to give you an example, because these fabrics I have for you today are perfect for some of those ideas. So if you look at the fabrics, I'm going to show you how you can test binding options. So for example, let's look at these prints. They have a lot going on, and this one, you would think maybe this would make a great bias binding. However, you'll see that it already has a diagonal pattern to it. So if we were to put this on the bias, so like this, the strips would be going this way alongside the line. So probably wouldn't work great. I'm just going to place a little fabric on top to showcase how this would look as a binding. So it probably is not going to have the greatest look. However, if we look at the same fabric, if it was cut on the straighter grain, see how fun this would be. You have a really cool diagonal action going on if you cut it this way. Now the opposite can be said of both these two and this print here. I wanted to showcase this one in particular. So if you take this print and you put this, if you're going to cut this on the straighter grain, you're going to get pieces that are going to be all color, and then you're going to get pieces that are going to be this dark green. So that's going to be a little mismatch. However, if you put this on the bias like this, test it out with my little white fabric to block it off, you'll see you get this really fun texture. So it looks like a diagonal stripe with all kinds of action. And so this will make a really good, fun diagonal binding.
Learned something new today.
Yes, you did.
That's
so
awesome.
I think it is time to look back at our fabrics. These beautiful art gallery fabrics, to remind you all what they are. So let's start on the large floral here. This one is Bouquet, fabric number 1. Great floral, be perfect for big borders or anything like that. We have the pink stitched diamond Verve. Beautiful large scale print, pretty subtle even though the print is in white. And then we have Petite Potpourri Azure, that beautiful dainty on the soft cream background. We have Plante Chartreuse, nice geometric, also pretty subtle even though it is white print. Then we have the two fun geometrics, Anguilla Pristine colorway, and then the Mente colorway, the mint green. Really awesome prints, really cool for bags. Would love it for binding. I'm gonna get me some for that. Shibori in the Chardin color, that beautiful sage green. And then same one in this beautiful bright yellow, which is Shibori Sun. And last but not least, Trace Streaked Dim in this beautiful teal with the pinks and a little bit of that lime green, chartreuse, and different shades of that sage in there. So that is our fabrics. We have, I showed you the bob and weave, which is found in my Strip Your Stash books. We showed you 2 colorways on the background. Use a gray one to really make those colors pop and stand out, or a white one for a really crisp and nice feel. And then 2 suggestions for our pattern choices for these fabrics. The Hope pattern would be a great option, using a hot pink for my focus print or accent, and same feel would be created with the Amelie supersize pattern. So beautiful options. I hope we check them out. The prices will be adjusted right after the show. But I wanted to remind you of a couple of things we have going. Our Advent boxes will start to ship this week. So if you want to join us for a lot of fun during Advent, I'll be sharing 4 beautiful free tutorials on fun and easy things to sew up during the holidays. And the Advent box will give you a kit for each one of those for you to open and be surprised every time. And then also our Skylar video class kicks off live next week. So that can be purchased individually, or maybe you're a part of our Quickies, Stripology Quickies Club. And we'll be getting that. That's a really quick and easy pattern. Definitely can get it done before the holidays. And really a fun one to make using some gorgeous prints. But that is it for us today. Mr. HP, anything I'm missing here?
I don't think so.
You know, this was my first One Yard Wednesday.
Yay!
Did we do okay? I hope so. This was kind of fun. So I thank you all for watching our One Yard Wednesday. We're here every morning on Wednesdays at 9:30, giving you some great deals. We have some more shows coming up this week. We have Happy Friday this coming Friday at 12 noon. And then, of course, next week will be Tipsy Tuesday at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.